Now, guys, over the years, I've seen way too much shit with female behavior where guys don't know how to act, and not only that, they don't know why this stuff occurs. So, what I did was I put together an entire list for you, okay, of the 10 ways that women emasculate men. Now, you have to know and understand this. I'm going to tell you what actually sparked this conversation. Friend of mine, he texted me and he goes, I was watching some of your YouTube. He goes, I'm the epitome of what you talk about on emasculated man. And I go, well, what's bothering you? And he goes, nothing in my relationship was reciprocal. Like, obviously, I'd like to be married and have a wife. Okay, but starting now with a solid relationship and girlfriend to build off to get there. Okay, this girl I was with, we broke up 4 or 5 times. It's been a steady decline, toxic, and worse. Okay, men don't understand why women do this shit. If you understand why women do this shit, you're going to be able to have the control and the power in virtually any relationship. And I truthfully really don't give a damn how that sounds, because I'm going to tell you this. A woman wants you to have the control and the power anyways, because the second that you don't, I'm telling you this, she is going to go and find a guy who actually knows how to do that. When you're around her, you have to make her feel feminine, and you have to make her feel like she's around a real man. Okay? Now here's the cool thing. When you learn these 10 ways that I put together for you to how women will emasculate men, and you know this shit, you carry yourself with a different energy to the point where you don't even get tested, to the point where you don't even, like, these things don't even occur, because truthfully, the women that you start to date can tell that you're the type of guy not to fuck with. And I say that, like, with a genuine smile, because you gotta understand, when they see you're the type of guy that they can't fuck with, you got to understand that they know subconsciously they probably can't replace you, especially if you're on your grind, especially if you're doing your shit, especially if you're chasing excellence, especially if you're fucking stacking cash. You have a different level of attitude and demeanor. And most men are so cookie cutter, soft pushovers with no backbone. So what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you, okay, the 10 ways that women emasculate men, so you can spot this shit and you can make sure that it doesn't happen. But here's a prerequisite to this damn video. A woman actually can't emasculate you in any way, shape, or form unless you let it. Unless you let her. So I'm going to tell you this, okay? If a woman emasculates you, it's your fucking fault. It is your fucking fault because you did the wrong things. Okay? A woman could try all this shit with me and it's not going to emasculate me because I have self-assurance in who I am. Regardless, though, you have to be able to spot this shit so that way you can adapt your behavior, because truthfully, you've been showing weakness if any of these things happen. So I'm going to dive in. This is not going to be edited. This is going to be as raw and real as I can make it. Okay? The very first way that a woman will emasculate a man is by non-reciprocal behavior. Okay? Just like the text message that you saw with one of my friends. Non-reciprocal behavior means that she views you as a beta male, and she views you as a beta male because you did not set a standard. Now, there's 2 ways you can set a standard with a woman. You can set a standard verbally, okay, which is less powerful than the second way that I'm going to show you, but regardless, it is still a standard. Okay, when I say you set it verbally, you say, this is what I expect out of a woman. This is great for women who you are consistently seeing. Okay, and this is great for women who are actually invested into your life. Maybe you've been seeing them for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. You really set the standard once she's built that attachment towards you. Okay, in the beginning phases though, months 1 to 3, the more powerful way is you do this subconsciously. How do you set a standard subconsciously? Well, you only reward the behavior that is positive, that you like. Which means majority of men reinforce negative behavior. So what I mean by that is if she pulls back on text message or she stops talking to the guy or some shit like that, what he will do is he will then chase and pursue harder. Okay, this is ass backwards, because what you're doing is you're literally training the fucking girl that the less she invests, the more you're going to. Okay, if you want a true 50-50 interaction or a true 50-50 relationship, she's got to bring her half to the table. Or you have to know and understand that you can go out and generate other options. So see, this is key where a woman will sense and sniff out scarcity. Okay, if a woman senses that you have no other fucking options, she is not going to reciprocate behavior that you'll invest due to the fact that she thinks that you're whipped. If she thinks that you're whipped, you're basically screwed. which means you need to withdraw all of that attention. Regardless, a woman needs to know that you have a standard. If a woman is not meeting that expectation, I don't care how hot she is, I don't care how big her boobs are, I don't care how cute her smile is, I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't matter. You have to have a code. A man needs a code and a man needs principle. When a man has a code and a man has principle and boundaries of how he runs his life, you have to understand just how powerful that is, because majority of men are so lacking backbone that a woman will never truly feel, like, majority of women will live their whole life without ever feeling what masculinity actually feels like. And because of that, this is why majority of them are unhappy. So that's first, non-reciprocal behavior. The second way that a woman will try to emasculate you is pulling back to test your strength. Okay? When a woman pulls back to test your strength, what she's actually signaling to you is she's trying to take a dig or a chip at your ego. She's saying, hey, I think that you're basically a bitch. I think that you basically have no balls, and I'm going to pull back because not only do I want to see if you're going to chase my ass, but what I'm really going to do is I'm going to see how in love I can make you. Now, you have to understand this. Love is an emotion. And the second that you as a man are run by love and you're not ran by your own masculine intellect is the time that you fucked up a long time ago. You have to be stronger than your emotions. Now, how do you do this? Okay, how do you actually pass these tests? Or how do you actually make sure that even if she pulls back to test your strength, you're still solid? Well, the first thing is you have to be on your grind as much as you can. And what that means is if you only work 35 to 40 hours a week and you tell yourself work's over, that's your first fucking mistake. As a man, I'm going to tell you this, the more successful you become, the more women you attract. I will say that again. The more successful you become, the more women you attract. Over the years, the more money I have consistently made, the more women obviously want to be part of my life. They will do this subconsciously through hearting messages on Instagram, right? They will comment stuff on YouTube and then they'll go and follow me on Instagram. They'll do stuff like that. Even girls locally, what they'll do is they'll constantly try to sniff out and talk to other women and see who you're talking to. This is just how it works and how it happens. When you start to level up your own success, you have to understand that what that does is that gives you heightened perceived value. So if you tell yourself you're only working 35, 40 hours a week and you tell yourself, oh, work's over, I can kick it, that's your first mistake. Start a side hustle. Work 60 hours a week. Right? Chase other things and pursue other things. Because when you do that, the woman doesn't know if you're living a social life of abundance. Women don't know if you're dating other chicks. The woman doesn't know if you're starting some other business. The woman has no idea what you're doing. Which means what that's signaling is you have other priorities outside of her. Like, if you really look at what a woman will bring to the table, name one time in your life where a woman really ever changed your life. The truth is never. Right? Aside from maybe cooking for you or maybe giving you some sex, you get some booty a couple times a week, what really did the woman do to change your fucking life? Truthfully, it's nothing. When you actually understand this stuff, you will start to see that it's not wise to invest tons of time and mental effort and mental bandwidth into a woman. So when she pulls back to test your strength, what you need to do, okay, to not become emasculated, is you need to realize, number one, that you are not her first priority and she shouldn't be your first priority. But number two, on top of that, what you're going to need to do is fill your time and occupy your time with the masculine things that makes you attractive to begin with. See, this is key, and this is something most men just don't do. So what's number three? The third test and the third way that a woman is going to try to emasculate you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to spot this shit like clockwork, is try to get you off your purpose. Now, this is so deep. When I say purpose, what I'm really talking about a lot of times is career and your professional life and your success and your business and your journey. Okay, a reason why a woman tries to get you off that purpose is to prove to herself that she could. The second that she proves to herself that she could is the second that she's going to stop fucking you. It's the second that she's going to be looking for a different guy who has more rigid backbone. And this is the second that she's actually going to lower her attraction towards you. So a woman can never get you off your purpose. What I mean by that is you fit her into your life when you have time. Truthfully, when you have time, when you're operating on your own time. This is going to be different for every man at where you're at in life. Some men, depending on how successful you are, you're going to have more leisure potentially to spend with a woman, depending on where you're at in life. But the second that a woman sees that you're starting to prioritize her over you, over yourself and your own, slaying the dragon, making cash, doing good for yourself, getting on your grind, hitting the gym, when she sees that you have become emasculated, The attractive, stoic, rational things that made you an attractive man in the first place, you no longer fundamentally have. Okay, women fall in love long-term with the guy with the internal. The internal. I've seen guys who are 6'4", 6'5" get dumped. I've seen guys who are 250 pounds solid muscle get cheated on. I have seen all of this shit because a woman falls in love and gets hooked with who you are on the inside, who you have made yourself. Majority of men are not built this way, which is why you have to build yourself into that. The image and the energy and the persona you put forward dictates what sort of success you have inside and outside of the bedroom with these women. So that's number 3. The fourth way that a woman is going to try to emasculate you is by withdrawing sex. And she only does it for one reason. She does it because she truthfully believes deep down that you have 0 options. Not only does she believe that you have 0 options, but she believes that she can strip you of your non-sexual attention, which means your calls, your chats, your investment, your love and your care towards her. Okay? She can strip you of those things while not offering anything in return. You have to understand that as a man, it is your job to set the boundary and the standard and the expectation. So when she withdraws sex, what that's really saying is that's saying this: I respect you at this point so little that I believe that I can just be in your life. I can be a taker. Okay, I can essentially take the things, the love, the care, the attention, the investment, and I don't have to put up anything in return. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Majority of men will treat women completely different and ass backwards just because they have boobs. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. If you had a male friend where you guys go out and you get beers every weekend, and you're the guy who pays for the beers every single time, and Frank, your friend, never does, what do you think you would do? Eventually, you'd say, "What the fuck am I friends with this guy for, and why am I even investing in him?" See, this is what men do is they create a double standard to justify the reasons why they're not being treated appropriately in a relationship or with the women that they're dating or with the women that they're sleeping with. It's complete bullshit. And all of this stuff turns a woman off because you have to understand, a woman wants to see that you can stand up to her. If you can't stand up to her, you're screwed because you've already lost your own frame. A woman cannot dictate your emotions. You got to understand this. So that's the fourth, withdrawing sex. The fifth way that a woman is going to try to emasculate you, okay, and stay with me until the end of this because these are subconscious things. I don't want you to look at women differently through this, okay? The fifth way is through disrespectful behavior. I'm going to give you 3 specific instances where I've seen disrespectful behavior from 3 different women over the years that I was sleeping with, and I'm going to explain to you how passing these tests raises their attraction and makes them want you more, ride you harder, okay, and ask what you're doing repetitively. So the first way that women will have disrespectful behavior is they will give you underlying remarks or snooty behavior. Okay, underlying remarks or snooty behavior basically is them testing your strength to see if they'll stand up to you. Not only that, they will start to become disagreeable over frivolous things that they don't have to be. And on top of that, they may try to start fights or they may try to start arguments. Okay, first girl I'm going to give you an example of this was a girl I was with last summer. And we were sleeping with each other for quite some time. And out of nowhere, we were sitting there watching a movie, and she starts creating some drama or some fight out of thin air. And I can't remember what went down, but I basically said that this is ridiculous. And she didn't like that reply at all because what I started to do is I started to actually stand up to her and I said, "Look, this ain't going to go down like that." She looks at me dead in the eye. She says, "All right, I'm out then." So I go, "All right." She goes, "I'm going to leave." I go, "Okay." So we walk to the door. I go by. I open up the garage door, and I'm letting her walk. She turns back around. Nothing happens. She walks right out. Okay, she had too much pride and self-ego at the time. Chick gets in her car. I shit you not. Girl drives down the street for 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes is all it took. I get an apology phone call that day. She said, "Yeah, I was overreacting. Hopefully, if you still want to talk to me, maybe we can hang out this weekend." So you got to keep this in mind. Women want to see that you have the balls to walk the fuck away. You do understand this, right? If you don't have the balls to walk the fuck away, not only have you become emasculated, but she knows she is your only opportunity for sexual access. This is why making yourself a man of value is so fucking important. This is why stacking cash is so important. This is why building your body in the gym is so important. This is why having the right sort of masculine energy and tonality as a man is so fucking important. You cannot put up with bullshit. That's only the first example. Second example, girl I'm dating, okay? Girl I'm dating. She's in my home, speaking to me disrespectfully. I don't know if she was PMSing or not. Starts fights, starts drama. I say, you know what? Door's right there. I go, you don't like how I'm operating? You can get the fuck out and you can leave then. And that's not manipulative behavior at all, because I was talking in a calm voice, not swearing, not being disrespectful, okay, talking it out like a smooth gentleman. Okay, I don't believe in raising your voice at women. I don't believe in swearing at them. I don't believe in calling them mean or derogatory names. But I 100% am all for men actually having backbones and sticking by their word. So I go, you know what? I go, door's right there. I go, you don't like how I am? I go, you can get the fuck out. And that's how you need to run things. See, the reason why I'm delivering this message in this tone too is because some of the comments that I see with you guys is you still are asking the questions regarding women despite me explaining the high-level principles of stoic behavior and all this other shit. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. You can be a millionaire. You can be the most stoic-centered guy. You want to tell yourself all this masculine traits. How do I increase my masculine energy? Dude, a lot of this is just having a laid-back demeanor and putting it into real-life application and being able to tell somebody or anybody, man or woman, get fucked if you are not being treated properly in an interaction. And that's really all there comes down to it. So this is what it looks like in real life application. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. A girl I was seeing, when did we start talking? December to January. So this is a girl I was seeing about 6-7 months ago. Okay, we were dating for a short period of time. She was super feminine. Right, she was super sexually invested, sweetheart. Never really did anything that was like super wrong or super disrespectful. One time though, okay, all of a sudden she wants to put up fights. She wants to put up argument because she goes, I watched some of your YouTube videos and she goes, I don't like them. I don't think we should talk because of that. I go, all right, I don't think that we should talk either then, because this is who I am. This is what I do, and this is what I talk about. Instantly, she second guesses herself, and then you know what happens? Instantly, she wants to come back over, starts giving an apology, and then all of a sudden, things are back to normal and things are smooth. See, what a woman wants to see is that you won't bend or break who you are just to suit her. This is unattractive behavior. If you start to bend or break just to suit her, you're going to look like you will literally look stupid. Because now you're looking like you're shifting who you are specifically just to fit a different frame. And this is not good. So keep that in mind. Disrespectful behavior in any way, shape, or form. So to recap point number 5, this leaves you emasculated because it shows you can't actually stand up to a woman. Okay, if you can stand up to her and you can pass the disrespectful behavior test, you pull right back with them. You say, I ain't into this. I'm not going to be going through all of that drama with whatever you're going through. You can get out and you can exit then. I will generate options with women who are more feminine, more flirty, right? Treat me better, right? Cook for me more, right? Do the things that are better for me. Okay, you put yourself first. That's how you pass that. That's the 5th way. Okay, the 6th way. Trying to get you to change. Now, the way that I would describe this point was with the point that I just recently talked about how the girl didn't like my YouTube and then wanted to put that at the forefront. Okay? Trying to get you to change in any way, shape, or form, if you do it, is going to look like you're changing for a woman. Just keep that in mind. Changing for a woman is what leaves you emasculated, because now she's dictating and controlling the frame. Like, this is very, very basic if you look into it. And this shouldn't even be scary for you guys to act this way, because most of you guys who are acting the wrong way are getting no success with women. Like, this is the reason why you guys you DM me on Instagram. I get 5 to 15 direct messages on Instagram per day about girl left me and a girl broke my heart. Every single guy who does this sounds like a bitch. If you have the time to go on Instagram and you got the time to text me this kind of shit right here, where you got all these fucking paragraphs to talk to me, you got time to talk to me, some random dude you watch on the internet, you got all this time to talk to me, and you don't have 6 figures locked in the bank? You don't have a 7-figure business? You look down at your stomach, you don't have 6-pack abs? What the fuck are you doing? Do you understand how stupid you look and how stupid you sound? See, this is the truth of how men have to act and how men have to behave. So, the 7th way, making you care about the relationship. Okay, this is a big no-no. It is a woman's job to put forth the effort and the energy in making sure that the relationship cohesion is stable. Once you have had sex, if it progresses to the level where she wants it to one day, which is hopefully having a solid relationship and taking cute Instagram photos and having a marriage, and look at me when the white picket fence life. If she wants that shit, she's got to earn it. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't want those things, but what it does have to mean is you have to be putting yourself first in every way, shape, or form. Her making you care about the relationship is a level of emotional investment. Now, you are allowed to care and give emotional investment, but only if it's reciprocated behavior. Okay, if a woman knows that you are more invested in the relationship if it lasts more than she is, okay, this is a recipe for disaster. Why is that? You might be sitting there scratching your head and you go, well, Casey, that sounds backwards. Why the fuck's it like that? Here's why it's like that. Any guy will care. Any guy on planet Earth will care about the relationship. Any guy on planet Earth, if she's hot, will tolerate fucking anything. So you have to understand that you want to only deal with women on a long-term basis who are fun, who are flirty, and who don't bring any drama to the table whatsoever. Okay? The second that you deal with a woman who, when she talks to you, she's not in a good mood, she doesn't seem excited to talk to you on FaceTime or in person, she doesn't talk to you in a sweet tone, what the fuck are you actually dealing with her for? The only women, like for years, the only women I've ever texted, reciprocated interest in, and pursued, whether that be on dates, on FaceTime, allowing them into my lifestyle, is women who were polite, women who were quiet and sweet, women who are flirty, and women who actually didn't bring any drama to the table. The second that that shit gets interjected into my life, I don't want to take the mental bandwidth to deal with it, which means there's 99 guys out there for every 100. There's 99 guys out there who will put up with that kind of shit. Which means if she actually wanted that lifestyle and that sort of behavior, she would just go out and get it. But they don't. They friend zone those guys. They're distant from them. They don't talk to them. Wake the fuck up. This is very, very simple when you actually get down to it, brass tacks. Okay, number 7, making you care about the relationship. Any guy will care. If she wants commitment and she wants monogamy from you, and I'm not saying you can't love a woman, you can love a woman, but you have to understand that she needs to invest in carrying that out if she actually wants to be your true rock solid ride or die chick one day, or she wants to be your wife one day. You have to make sure that you only give that sort of position. That is the highest level of position and commitment you can give to a woman. You screen that woman. Okay, every single day, every single week, I'm with a woman. Doesn't matter who I'm with. I'm screening that chick. I'm screening the behavior. I'm watching how she's interacting. I'm watching how she's saying things, watching the nuances. All of this shit is so vitally important. The 8th way that a woman will emasculate you, okay, is long phone calls. Long phone calls or long paragraph text messages. I have never talked to I will tell you this. I have never in my life consistently been with, fucked a woman, consistently had her interested in me. I have never in a million years had that happen and had it consistently happen. Okay, and I'm not just talking about where you sleep with a girl once or twice. I'm talking about where a woman is repetitively pleasing you. I'm talking about where a woman is repetitively in your frame, repetitively in your home. Okay, likes coming over. Okay, likes pleasing you. I've never had that happen where my text messages are long, there's tons of investment, and not only that, the phone calls and the FaceTimes and all that shit is so long and drawn out. When you give that much non-sexual attention, you lower your own perceived value. When your own perceived value goes down, it doesn't matter where you are at in life, it doesn't matter how successful you are, there's an emotional perception of you that has been lowered. When that emotional perception of you has been lowered, this is when you're in a recipe for total disaster. A buffer is something that goes in between the interaction or the relationship. This would be FaceTime calls, this would be phone calls, this would be Snapchats, this would be Facebook messages, this would be anything online. The phone in and of itself is a buffer to prevent in-person reality. In-person reality and in-person interactions is where the real magic happens with women. So what you have to understand is this. Girls that you are consistently seeing, they will want, okay, the more they get comfortable with you over a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month span, they're going to start to want some sort of investment. Occasionally, once or twice a week, they're going to want a FaceTime call. They're going to want a phone call. They're going to literally like and enjoy seeing you. Do you understand this? Keep the call to 3 to 10 minutes max. Okay, talk to her, chat her up, right? Wish her a great day, right? Tell her you'll see her in the future. Say maybe we can hang out, tomorrow, the next day. Maybe you can plan something with her. Keep it at that. Go back to your grind. Go back to what you do. When you're in your free time, the girl doesn't know what you're doing. Do you understand how powerful this is? She does not know. You could be out with other girls. You could be out building your business. You could be out having a social life of abundance. You could be planning a vacation. She don't know, right? Give her good vibes and good energy. Right? You don't have to be an asshole either. You have good vibe, you have good game, you got good uplifting energy, you're flirting with her, you make her feel good, she's a girl, okay? End the call, that's that. She got your attention for a brief bit, but long phone calls, you guys who are sitting there in your rooms at night talking to women for 3-4 hours on the phone, that is bullshit. That is going to lower sexual desire and sexual interest. That's the 8th way. The 9th way, okay, that women will purposefully try to emasculate a man is by complaining and arguing strictly to gain your compliance. Read that with me one more time. Complaining and arguing strictly just to gain your compliance. When a woman complains or when a woman argues, what she's really saying is, hey, your time is worthless to me. I'm going to fill your life with all of these problems I've created out of thin air. And guess what? I expect you to comply and to change to suit my emotional need. I'm going to tell you this. Every single woman that I've ever met that has tried to introduce complication into the relationship and created arguments out of thin air. What's funny is as soon as they walk out my door, I realize something very important. I live in the same house, doing the same things, right? I still get to sleep in my great Tempur-Pedic bed, okay? I'm still chasing excellence in every way of my career. My life has fundamentally not changed whatsoever. And this is the importance of making yourself a high-value guy. The second the woman walks out of your life when you're a high-value guy, guess what happens? Her life fundamentally changes forever because it is hard to replace you. See, this is why I'm telling you, the more you focus on yourself throughout all of your 20s, all of your 30s, do you understand how irreplaceable you literally start to become? You become the type of guy that multiple women want. You become the type of guy that multiple women will even share. Multiple women will actually be hoping and praying for a commitment, to where if a woman actually gets your commitment, because of the values that she brings to the table, she knows at a deep down level that it is because you fundamentally have screened and analyzed her behavior. This is extremely important. And the 10th way, okay, the 10th way that a woman will 100% attempt to emasculate you is by creating drama. When she creates drama, she wants you to stand up to her. I'm going to tell you this. A woman wants you to stand up to her. A woman wants to see that you have the balls and the big dick energy to walk the fuck away. A woman wants to see you verbally put her in her place. What that means is you say, hey, this ain't how we're going to talk to each other. I'm not going to tolerate this. This isn't good. You don't make me feel good. I don't like you. Fuck that. You're not going to deal with that kind of shit. It doesn't make you mean, it doesn't make you evil, it doesn't make you manipulative. It means you have a standard. You have to stand up to her. When a woman shows disrespect, this is especially true for a woman that you have a real long-term relationship with. I'm talking, this is for women who you've really seen for, 6 months to a year. Okay, that actually have the internal confidence as a female to probably test you because they really know you on a deep down level. This is harder to do with women who you've met, who you've only been seeing from probably 1 to 3 months, even 4 months sometimes can even be difficult depending on how frequently you guys see each other, okay? But eventually, when she wants to introduce this, you have to actually be able to verbally stand up to her. And you have to say, look, I am stronger than the booty. Okay, I don't care how big her ass is. I don't care how cute her smile is. I don't give a fuck. This is how I live my life as a man. She needs to earn me. This is how I'm going to be acting, and that's that. If you can do this, here's what you got to know. This right here has shifted your energy. This has shifted your energy if you can abide by this. I'm going to tell you this right now. I, as a man, don't even see these things happen to me. That's how powerful this is. When you understand this, and you actually live by this, you don't even see these things happen anymore. And that is the power of true masculine energy. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.